The world's top sports handicapper, Joe Duffy, 27 years of experience with at least 3 college football winners for Friday. Please keep checking back. The basketball portfolio will be added as well. Make sure you check offshoreinsiders.com before placing any bet. The offices of Stevie Vincent tells us a perfect play will be up for Friday in college football, all exclusively at offshoreinsiders.com. You've loved these trends reports since the scorephone days, or if you haven't, chances are your parents have. Ask them about it. Offshoreinsiders.com with some Friday trends. All records are against the spread. Northern Illinois and Western Michigan. Northern Illinois 16-5 on the road, but 2-7 inside the conference. Western Michigan 8-0 in conference games, 11-1 overall run, but they are 2-5 at home against teams with a winning road record. Western Kentucky and Marshall. Western Kentucky 9-3 after scoring less than 90 points in their previous game. 8-3 after scoring more than 40 points their last game. 19-9 after getting more than 450 total yards in their last game. However, they're only 3-8 after getting more than 280 yards passing in their last contest. Marshall 14-1 at home against teams with a winning road record. They are 8-2 overall run. Nebraska and Iowa. Nebraska only 5-14 on Fridays, 6-1 on the road. Iowa 41-18 following a straight-up loss. Houston and Southern Miss. Houston 14-3 on the road, 7-1 on the road against teams with a losing home record. SMU, on the other hand, 3-7 following a straight-up loss of more than 20 points. 3-7 overall run. They're 1-6 after getting less than 100 yards rushing in their previous game. Power more than 620 sports services behind each and every play. Also goes back to the scorephone days. The Master Lock line is exclusively 100% exclusive to offshoreinsiders.com. Central Florida against South Florida. The Knights of Central Florida 37-16 after accumulating more than 450 total yards in their last game. 34-16 after allowing less than 100 yards rushing. UCF is 5-16 on the road against teams with a losing home record. South Florida 9-22 on grass, 7-22 at home. Buffalo against UMass. Buffalo 9-2 against teams with a losing record, 7-3 following an ATS win. UMass is 8-1 on field turf, 6-1 inside the conference. Toledo against Eastern Michigan. Again, all records are against the spread. Toledo 2-6 on field turf, 3-13 on the road against teams with a losing home record. Eastern Michigan 17-35 against teams with a winning record. 8-20 overall, 8-23 following an ATS win. Arkansas against Missouri. Arkansas 5-0 on the road against teams with a winning home record. 10-1 against teams with a winning record. 7-1 following a spread win. Missouri 21-8 overall run. 13-5 following a straight-up win. Navy against South Alabama. Midshipmen of Navy 8-1 following a straight-up win. 6-1 following an ATS win. 15-6 after accumulating less than 170 yards passing in the previous game. Again, all records are against the spread. South Alabama is 0-5 following a spread loss. 0-5 at home and 0-6 after allowing more than 450 total yards in their last contest. Stanford against UCLA. Stanford 21-9 after accumulating more than 200 yards rushing in their previous game. 1-5 on the road. UCLA 16-6 at home against teams with a winning road record. Colorado State and Air Force. Remember, Stevie Vincent's going to have a perfect play today. Perfect play. What are those? Spread, it's a perfect record with at least 12 games. It could be over, under, could be ATS. Just visit Stevie Vincent at offshoreinsiders.com. Colorado State is 10-2 on the road, 6-0 after scoring more than 40 points in the previous game. 23-8 after accumulating more than 200 yards rushing in their last game. Continuing with Colorado State, they're 20-7 overall. Air Force, meanwhile, 10-22 overall skid, 3-8 inside the conference. The Force also 3-11 after allowing more than 450 total yards in their last contest. Battle-ranked teams, Arizona State and Arizona. Arizona State 15-33 on the road against teams with a winning home record. 3-8 after allowing more than 280 total yards in their previous game. Arizona 17-39 after accumulating more than 200 yards rushing in their last game. 2-6 overall run, 2-9 following a straight-up win. 0-7 on grass. Virginia against Virginia Tech. Virginia perfect 6-0 following an ATS win. 9-3 overall run, 9-3 on grass. However, the Cavaliers are 3-7 on the road against teams with a losing home record. 2-8 following a straight-up win. 5-12 after allowing less than 20 points in their previous contest. Virginia Tech 40-17 after getting less than 275 total yards in their last game, but 16-34 overall run. Hokies only 4-16 after allowing less than 170 yards rushing in their previous game. 2-11 against teams with a losing record. And East Carolina against Tulsa. The Pirates 3-11 on the road after allowing more than 280 yards passing in their previous game. The Golden Hurricanes are 3-8 after allowing less than 200 yards rushing in their last game. 1-6 overall after allowing more than 450 total yards in their previous game. Again, guys, if you like this, the best way to tell us is either at iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you're listening to this, please give us a high rating, a 5-star. The experts tell us if everybody loves this, it'll give us nice rankings in the searches. And look, the more exposure we get, the more podcasts like this we're going to do. We can do daily trends in basketball. You can basically tell us that you want it by giving us a good rating at iTunes or Stitcher. And then, of course, visit us at offshoreinsiders.com.